Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So the Coffin of Andy and Leyley is the content farm that keeps on giving. Not only is the game really well made, but it's also sparked a lot of outrage that we can cover in these videos. Now you'll see there's a reason why the developer of this horror game sold off the title, because they have been facing endless harassment over the past couple of weeks and months because of the content of this game, and it appears that the harassment doesn't just get directed at the developer or fans of the game, but it's also artists who use this game as inspiration who also receive harassment, and that is the case today. So this artwork got a lot of people upset because it combines two different franchises and morphs them into these characters, and that the two franchises I'm mentioning are Omori and the Coffin of Andy and Leyley. Two different franchises that have their own set of antis. Now, this is the character Kel from Omori. That is the one character that is used for this swap here. And that comes from the creator Almacat, who is the person responsible for Omori. Now, they've had their own run of antis over the years because literally a decade ago on Twitter, they stated that they're into Shotokan, and they made the unfortunate move of apologizing for those tweets, which only made things worse. But nonetheless, a lot of people make a lot of routine false allegations against this creator, and also they associate it with the game that they produced. And then you combine that with this younger version, the bean mouth version of Ashley from the Coffin of Andy and Leyley. And then the other expression is her typical adult form with the smug face you see a lot throughout the game. Now, you can see from this quote, this is a pretty good way of leaning us into this. It says, "Hey, an Asian artist made fan art of a controversial game. Surely their quote tweets and replies won't be filled with unhinged Westerners." Well, we all know the answer to this rhetorical question here. It's a lot of hate and crazy comments directed at this artist. So here's the first one, summing it up real quick, saying, "Asians found the incest game. It's Jover." Yeah, we're starting off strong with more racism against Asian artists, which is becoming a increasingly normalized thing. It's very disturbing to see on Twitter. This person then says, ban this C word immediately, which I don't know if I can say that word, but I guess these two users disagree about the race of the artist who made this, so I don't know, maybe they should figure that out. But this next person says, how you mix the game made by a pedo with the game made by somebody with an incest fetish. So that first part is about Omori and its creator, and of course this is a false allegation over fictional content. And then the second part is very telling. This is something a lot of Twitter users seem to struggle with. They think that if a theme exists in fictional content, if it exists in a fictional story, that means that the creator and writer of it must be into it. It must be something that they enjoy in some sort of a fetish sort of purpose. And that's such a bizarre way of looking at this. Like, do you think that the developer of this game also approves and enjoys and fetishizes things like cannibalism that's also present in the Coffin of Andy and Leyley? And no, they don't make those comparisons, but for some reason this optional route at the end of the game is the only way they identify this game, and they think it reflects the interests of the creator when it's really just a part of the horror element of this story. But here's another one saying, "Get the F away from Kel, you dirty B word." That's a very sane response, and no, you won't be able to stop people like this. They can literally do whatever they want. This is artwork. They can make art of any character they want, and no matter how toxic you get, that's not going to stop their ability to do that. Here's another one saying, "I hate this. Leave Kel out of that nasty incest game that does nothing but normalize something that is literally illegal." Well, do you think they're talking about, again, the cannibalism, the gore, and those sorts of things? Or do you think they're talking about one thing in particular, and that is the incest route at the end of the game? Yeah, we all know the answer. And of course, like Twitter, I'm sorry, games don't need to tell you that things are bad. Not only is those themes that we're talking about presented in a bad way, they're shown to be a bad ending. It's not the responsibility of the creator of this series or any video game creator to tell you that things like that are bad. You should know that. As a competent adult, you should know that theme is bad, as well as things like murder is bad. Video game creators shouldn't have to tell you. It's not their responsibility. It's on you as an adult to know that already. This person says, "We have to game end you now," says the person who probably has a panic attack every time they talk to the cashier at their local grocery store. Like, very scary stuff here. This person says, killing them with hammers ain't enough. We gotta hang them with jumper cables. That's a very, they put a lot of effort into this one, and I've always noticed, why is there always comments about hammers whenever people are making threats over fictional content? It's always hammers. Have you guys noticed that in some of the recent videos? Like, I don't know, maybe pick up a hammer and go to a construction site and try to get a job or something. That seems like a better use of your imagination here. Here's another one saying, yeah, kill this guy with water right here. Well, I mean, at least this one's creative, I guess. And then this person says, I hate you, die, blocked. I think, honestly, to this person, I think your life would be a lot easier and a lot less troublesome if you just blocked in the first place, right? When you see things you don't like, especially artwork on Twitter, just block. It'll make you feel a lot better instead of stewing in anger and violent thoughts like this. Here's another one saying, this makes me want to game end myself with a 12 gauge. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know they're being dramatic, but like imagine being an artist and you're just making totally safe for work fan art and you got people posting weird bait like this. It's got to be a very shocking experience for the average artist. But moving on, you know you would get a lot of comments like this. This person says, pedophilia and incest in one. We found the mega Epstein. Effing Gigantamax Epstein. Yeah, I don't know if these people realize this, but Epstein didn't have an interest in making horror games. I don't know what is going on. It's an unfortunate cycle and pattern on Twitter where people compare everything they don't like to actually vile real-life human beings like Jeffrey Epstein. And it's a very weird thing to do, and I think it's a way of coping and justifying their irrational hatred of artists like this. They need to compare them and liken them to actual terrible people in real life in order to feel like they're not crazy for having this much hatred towards a random stranger on the internet. Another one saying the Epstein levels are off the charts right now. Ooh. I'm surprised they didn't say the Epstein particles. We've seen that one before, but very original comment. This person says something's mentally wrong with you. Really? Do you guys think that it's the artist who has something mentally wrong with them, or do you think it is the dozens, if not hundreds of users attacking this artist for this artwork and threatening them and harassing them? I wonder who has the problems here. I think it's pretty obvious which one has the problem, which one does not. But there was a very unfortunate ending to this whole situation. The artist would apologize, and that's unfortunate, and it's really sad to see that someone would be bullied into apologizing and feeling like they did something wrong when they clearly did not. These people that they're apologizing to will never be satisfied. The apology is not going to stop their harassment. It's not going to make them learn anything. It's just going to reinforce their bullying mechanisms. It's going to tell them that this worked, and they're going to likely do it again. And it's just unfortunate that this artist feels like they can't make artwork based on this game that they enjoy, and it's just it's an unfortunate situation. But a reminder, it's all over this, and I'll put a link in the description to this art if you want to support it. But it's just another example of an Asian artist being harassed over completely innocent artwork that they had every right to make. And yeah, I mean, I'm just glad we can talk about it and point out some of the more disturbing behavior connected to it. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please share all of your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.